Guys, I'm so sorry. I thought I had I'm so sorry. For those of you just catching this now, I was in the middle of a reading and I had a phone call come through, and I'm so sorry because I thought I had my do not disturb on. So if you're catching this, like, why the heck is she holding up a card at the beginning of the reading? Please go and watch the video before this. I apologize sincerely for the interruption. So what's happening is, to go back to what we were talking about, what's happening is that people are feeling abandoned and rejected, and the inner child doesn't know what to do, so they lash out. And they tell you all the reasons they're leaving, all the reasons that they're upset. But they're really talking to their own wounded inner child. It does not bother me if somebody leaves the page. You're entitled to. Nobody's forcing you to follow me or anybody else. Nobody's forcing us to follow anybody that we follow. You can leave and exit any time. That's your free will. I am not upset when people leave. I'm excited when people join, but I'm not upset when people leave. I don't expect to be everybody's cup of tea or to resonate with everybody. I expect to trigger people. I am not here to just give you guys the sugar-coated version of the truth on this journey. I'm here to awaken people. I'm here to hold up the mirror. I'm here to be a guide. And when you're a guide, it's not all love and light, guys. Okay? It's dark nights of the soul. It's triggering. It's dealing with the shadow aspect. Okay? It's talking about the things that are hard to talk about that are going to get you unfollowed. That's what makes a true leader. And those of us who are standing up and who have the courage to do so, I commend each and every person out there, because it's not an easy thing to do. You know you're going to lose followers. You know you're going to have people who do not agree, and you do it anyway because this is what you were put here on earth to do, and this is your mission. So that being said, what is it that you need to release? What aspect of yourself no longer works, no longer fits, or is having you get into these heated discussions with a total stranger because you're feeling the need? You are somehow triggered. What you need to do in that moment is look within. Heal yourself more. It's not about what the other person's saying. It's not even about who's president or what's going on in the world. It's about your own inner triggers. So that's a really good card for the union energy. And I feel like there could be some triggering in the union energy right now where the feminine feels like, you know what? Where's the masculine? Okay, I'm picking up on this in the union, in the collective. It's like, where's the masculine, right? The walls are falling down around us. Where's the masculine? And this is where we have to continue to look within. Okay, we have to continue to look within. We are healing all aspects of codependency within us, within our connection, within the collective, and it takes time. We are being forced to really be the person that rescues us. We rescue us. Nobody else rescues you. You rescue yourself. Sorry, I had to get a drink of water. I'm not sorry, actually. I'm not going to apologize for getting a drink of water. Excuse me. That would be the proper phrase. Excuse me. Okay, so, well, we have the Holy Spirit, expect miracles. You know, this came up the other night when I was just shuffling around and I was on the phone with a divine feminine who I'm going to be sharing her videos with you and her channel with you very soon. She's a dear friend of mine and she is starting up her channel. So more to come on Ariana. But this came up and I thought, wow, this is talking about the illusions that are going on in the collective, the illusions of separation, the illusions of, you can see how it's playing out now on a larger scale, the illusions of the separation of the parties, the illusions of the separations of the counterparts, the illusions of the separation of your ideologies, okay, where you stand. It's becoming very, very clear. And the more the light is winning, the more the darkness will try to invade and will try to corrupt. And that's what's happening. And it's causing people to turn on each other. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally and spirit has your back. There's nothing to worry about. In other words, everything is being taken care of. You are protected. This journey is protected. Not only that, but the journey to awakening is protected. This entire process, what's happening in the world right now, all of this is protected. And expect miracles. Look, we don't judge a journey like in the middle of it. We don't say, oh, you failed or you passed. We judge it when we get to that point, when we get to that destination of, okay, it's like, I'm not phrasing that correctly, but you don't there's a famous quote that I feel like I'm butchering right now, but essentially, don't judge something when you're in the middle of it. What you want to do is you want to allow yourself to experience it without judgment, and just see that what's going on right now is what has to happen for us to awaken. For more people, more and more people need to get upset. More and more people need to be like, wait a minute, I've been lied to. Okay? I've been lied to. And I'm going to talk a lot about this more on my Patreon, guys. I'm going to go into much more detail on this. I've been lied to, and people are waking up to the fact that everything is not as it seems. And in fact, it's backwards. It's totally backwards. So if you see something on the news and they say something, flip it around, and that's the truth. Okay? And many teachers are saying this right now. So what you think you have, that's the truth, that you think you're holding on to the truth, and there's people who are clinging on to the truth and clinging on to what they're seeing or hearing. It's not the truth. There's a lot of illusions still happening in the collective, and they're going to be happening for quite some time, and we're going to be uncovering them, and more people will awaken as that happens. Okay, sorry about the lighting, guys. It's a dark day here. It's a cloudy day. We also have Odin's psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. So Odin, third eye, yeah, people, as I said, more and more people are waking up to the truth. More and more people. It's not an easy process. It's not a fun process, guys. We know this. But what's happening is, let me talk about the masculines for a minute, because what's happening is the masculines are moving towards their counterpart. And whereas in the past, the masculines who had partners, okay, or were married, or had children, or whatever it was, okay, religion, culture, etc., they felt tied to those situations because they felt like, well, I'm a man of God, I'm a woman of God, and I wouldn't desert my family. That's not what you do. But they deserted their counterpart and themselves in the process. And so what's happening now is these masculines are moving towards enlightenment. They're moving towards their truth. And they're moving towards God. And they realize that to move towards the feminine is to move towards God. To move away from the feminine is to move away from abundance and to move away from God. And this is just fact in this connection. So the masculines are realizing this. They're having this psychic awakening. They're having their third eyes literally being just, so if you're having headaches, guys, or you're having any sort of sinus pressure, part of that is the masculine energy within you and the physical masculine awakening to this connection. They're also having a heart awakening, Lady Nada, a heart awakening going on in the collective. Awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive in balance. This is about equality in this connection. It's about giving and taking in equal amounts. It was a very unbalanced connection in the past, feminine, and you know this, and that's why you put your boundaries down. You were giving, they were taking, okay? So it was an unbalanced connection, and what is happening, okay, is that the scales are starting to balance out in favor of the divine connections, and the masculine is realizing, wait a minute, miracles can happen. I can find my counterpart. I can get into union with my counterpart. I can create miracles. I am a miracle worker. Okay, this is what I hear the masculine saying. Literally, they're speaking to me. And having this heart awakening and realizing that I can give, and I don't have to worry about the feminine ever leaving me, because they never did and they never will. And the masculine, more than that, is realizing that I've never left myself. That's important for the masculines to realize, that they've abandoned themselves in the past. They're not going to abandon themselves anymore, okay? They're not going to abandon themselves anymore. They're seeing the truth. The feminine has showed them the truth, reflective truth, identity, self-love, acceptance. No more self-abandonment. No more stepping away from yourself. No more stepping away from God. Because as I stepped away from the feminine, I stepped away from God. And they're realizing this. They're realizing this truth. They're thanking the feminine for allowing this transformation to occur, and for allowing them to see the truth of who they are, and the truth of this life, the truth of this connection, the truth of this love. Spirit, tell me more about where the feminines are at. Yeah, I said this in a previous reading a few days ago. The feminines are in this Queen of Swords energy, Ice Queen, introspection, self-analysis, fortitude. The feminines are holding very strong right now. They're holding the line. Okay, you are in your power. You're at the top of the mountain. You've ascended to the top of the mountain. You're at the peak. and you're just holding the line. You're no longer chasing after your masculine. You're no longer looking, where is he? Where is she? Where are they? Come on, come up. You're not forcing your will on your counterpart, and you're allowing them to go at their own pace and their own speed, and you're allowing them to awaken up in their own time, which is actually speeding up the process, feminine. You've really released the grip of control, but you may be coming off icy to your counterpart. But what that's doing is it's allowing him to have this self-analysis. It's allowing him to see the truth in himself or herself. It's allowing the divine masculine within and without to wake up to the truth of who they truly are. You did not come here to sacrifice yourself. You did not come here to play small. You came here to be a healer. You came here to be a change maker, a wave maker. You came here to be a light worker, a starseed. You came here to awaken humanity. You came here to shake things up. So no longer is the masculine hiding from themselves. They're going through a rebirth process, feminine. Yeah, Gaia awakening, preparing, relocation, ascension. Right. I mean, this is what's going on in the world right now. And there's so much energy that the card literally just jumped out of my hands there. So this is the great awakening. This is the card of the awakening. Gaia is awakening. The earth is awakening. Okay. All sentient beings are awake. Or if you're not awake, you're waking up. And one thing I want to say, guys, is don't feel the need. Okay. Because from an ego place, we've all done this. Don't feel the need or even the desire to try to awaken other people up at this point. If they're still asleep, that's what they're choosing. That's their free will, and that's what they're choosing, or that's what their soul has planned for them. So don't waste your breath. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole, but don't waste your breath on somebody who isn't willing to listen, whether it be family members or friends or the collective. Okay? Emergence, creation, resurrection, magician. Yeah, we just talked about it. The rebirth, the resurrection of the divine masculine. Stepping into his magician powers, realizing I can create whatever it is that I wish to create. Where is it? I'll show you. Yeah, I can create miracles. Okay. And seeing the truth for what it is. And in doing so, the masculine's realizing I have more power than I thought. I have more power to change the direction of this connection, to change the direction of my life. And I can choose differently. I don't have to continue repeating the past and repeating those old cycles because they've gotten really, really old. And there is a resurrection, a creation energy that's appearing. And this has to do with the masculines rising up and awakening in 2021. I'm not saying that they were behind feminine or masculines watching, not at all. I'm just saying there were different paths we traversed. And the feminines went one way, the masculines went another way. Kind of like when the feminines stayed in Lemuria and the masculines went to Atlantis. As a lot of you can relate to that in past lifetimes. So as the masculine moves towards God, the masculine moves towards the divine feminine. This is your inner masculine as well. As your inner masculine moves towards God and source, you move towards more abundance, feminine. You move towards more balance. And it doesn't matter what's going on, what fingers are pointed or what names you're called or whatever people are saying. It doesn't matter, because you know your truth and you know you are powerful, and you know you came here to be a wave maker and a change maker. You came here to absolutely shake things up, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. And you came here to step into your full power and understand that you have these powers, feminine and masculine. Okay, masculine energy, you have the powers. You have the power to change the circumstances of your life, including your joy, including your abundance, including who it is that you sleep next to and wake up next to. Tell me more about the rebirth of the divine masculine. Root portal. Right. So right now, guys, what's going on? Yeah, it feels like the masculines are in this place of contemplation and silence, right? Silence, knowing, releasing control. Beautiful masculines. Well done, masculine energy. Well done, masculines in the physical. Releasing the control. This is huge. Stepping more into the feminine energy and realizing that my silence, feminine, is what the masculine is conveying, is because I'm setting things up in the physical. My silence is so that I can give you, I can be the man that you deserve, that I can give you what it is that you deserve, and that I don't have to feel like I am below you or beneath you, because the masculines were really struggling with that self-worth in the past. So now the masculines are healing self-worth. They're healing the solar plexus, releasing control, and they're trusting their inner knowing. They're going within, they're meditating, they're contemplating. I've been seeing the masculines meditating for a long time. And here it is in the cards telling us the masculines are deep in meditation, deep in reflection. Self-reflection, okay? Reflecting on them, reflecting on the life they've created and chosen. It's like before they felt like they were victims of their past or victims of life or victims of circumstances. And now they're getting out of that victimhood, okay? The masculine energy getting out of victimhood, just like the feminine had to do. And realizing, I made these choices. I created this. I chose this. And now I have the power to choose differently. Now I have the power to create a miracle in my life. They are working with the Holy Spirit. They are working with God as these connections are attuned to divine source, divine energy. Root portal. So this is that first chakra. This is all about your stability. So this is about your vitality. So the masculines are getting their energy back. They're being re-energized at this time, gaining more stability, survival. So it's less about survival, fearful energies, more about that stability, that balance, vitality, that source energy. This is like Ace of Wands energy, the ability to get something started, the ability to create those passionate new beginnings and have the energy to do so. Let us get, actually, I'm being called over to the Earth Magic deck. Wow. Okay, so we have ceremony, invocation. The first thing that came to mind was a wedding. Four of Wands energy. And I was reluctant to say that, but that's the very first thing that came to my mind. So, okay, there is a merging and a wedding of the divine counterparts in the 5D. This is what Spirit is saying. There's a merging taking place. Many of you have seen that. You saw it towards the end of 2020 where you saw the physical merging taking place. Well, now there's a soul merging. Okay, a soul merging is taking place. And this is an invocation. So this is a calling towards something, okay? This is a calling towards your destiny. This is the masculines tuning in, going within, in that contemplation energy, deciding, you know what? I'm no longer going to be a victim, okay? And this is about a sacred ceremony with God, with Source. And this is about duality. This is about realizing that I am everything. I am light, I am dark, I am shadow, I am the sun, I am the moon, I am the sun, I am the stars, I am the ground, I am the earth, I am the wind, I am the trees, I am the animal, I am the person, I am the male, I am the female, I am the masculine, I am the feminine, I am tall, I am short, I am all of it. Okay, I am everything. So no more duality. This duality is being washed away on the planet because the next card we have here is Gaia. So we have two cards here, Gaia awakening, and then we have Gaia nurturing. This is absolutely about the awakening that's taking place right now. And it's creating this ceremonial energy. And the divine counterparts are using this to really and truly allow the light within them to be the light that shines upon the world. It's, you know, it's not about likes and followers, guys. It never was for someone who is a true leader. It's about the message. It's about the awakening. It's about, this is what I came here for. This is my mission work. And, you know, not being afraid to say something that's going to trigger somebody or offend somebody, because you know that in doing so, you're actually assisting them. For anyone I've ever offended or triggered, I helped you awaken, and vice versa. For anyone who ever offended or triggered me, they helped me awaken. And we all serve at some point in time as that person who can help that person awaken. As that person, you get triggered, you learn from those triggers. Or you can choose not to. But many souls are choosing to go through this awakening process, this invocation, where they are being led divinely led, divinely guided towards this awakening. So more and more we're going to see this take place. More and more we're going to be seeing these awakenings happening all across the world. Perspective, Milky Way. Okay. Gaining perspective. What do we think about perspective? Well, this has to do with the way in which we're seeing things, the way in which we're perceiving things. And the Milky Way, of course, is our galaxy. The closest galaxy to the Milky Way is Andromeda. And many of you relate to being an Andromedan star seed. Okay? So the Milky Way is just one of billions of galaxies in the known universe. And it is the one that we most relate to here on Earth. So this is about sort of zooming out, guys, and seeing the bigger perspective, okay? Zooming out and seeing that what we think is real, like what we're seeing going down, if you were to turn on the news and what you're seeing is not actually what's happening. That there's a lot of deceit, there's a lot of deception, there's a lot of fear energy circulating that is very powerful, okay? The fear energy that keeps us looping. There's a lot of subservience where it's like we've given away our power as free sovereign agents and beings of the light. So zoom out to gain a different perspective on what's going on right now, especially in regards to the universe, in regards to what's going on planet Earth. And I think that a lot of people are afraid of, I know for a fact that a lot of people are afraid of losing their identities, losing what it is that they know to be true, what they think they know to be true. That's just our ego talking, right? And this is saying it's time to step back, it's time to breathe, and it's time to detach, okay? It's time to release. And it is time to discern. It's time to, detachment's not about not caring. It's about self-preservation. It's about ensuring that you can look at things from a different perspective, that you're not attached to one perspective or one way of being. And that can be a challenge on the ego. So that's where we had this sort of resistance to the waking up, okay? Resistance to the change. And having to realize that the things you thought were true may not actually be true. That's challenging. That's painful. Okay, so there's a lot of pain. That's the pain body is coming up in the collective right now for release, for healing. And see if you can see through the lens of just pure awareness. Because what's going on also on the planet right now is karmic purging is what I'm hearing, like ancestral karmic purging, where we are healing for our lineage. We're healing for our DNA. Okay, we're healing our DNA so that future generations don't have to go through and suffer from this abandonment wound, this rejection wound, this codependency wound. And it's a huge wake-up call. This is a tsunami. It's a huge wake-up call. And if it's not a wake-up call, there's about to be a huge wake-up call on the planet where things shift so rapidly. The way in which we've known life to be shifts so rapidly that it's as if the DNA inside our bodies has to shift to be able, it's like seeding the light. It has to shift, right? The crystalline DNA, it has to shift in order for us to absorb all this light that wants to come into the earth. The light is infiltrating the earth. And the more the light infiltrates the earth, the more the light takes over, the more the darkness tries to take it down. And the more the light stands up, the more the light gets stronger. Okay, we never give up, we never back down. So there's a lot of DNA clearings happening right now. There you might feel the Kundalini energy rising, okay, in the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head. So you might feel a lot of uncomfortability in your chakra system right now, in your energy centers. And there's this energy of resistance of waking up. But this is a wake-up call. This is supposed to be a wake-up call. We've got 3 cards. We've got Gaia awakening, Gaia nurturing, and the wake-up call. 3 cards saying this is a wake-up call. So for anyone who's still sleeping, wake up. Because things are not what they seem. The illusion is very real. And the fact that we've given away our power for a long time is also very real. Okay? So much more to be said over on Patreon. Again, I'm just getting started there, guys. So give me a little bit of time. So if you're a new Patreon, again, thank you so much. I'm very grateful. And you're going to want to join us over there, because we will be continuing the conversation and having much deeper conversations over there. And depending on the level that you decide to pledge, I will be offering early access videos, and I'll also be offering we'll be discussing, okay, we'll be talking together and Q&As, so to speak, and I'll also be doing more lives over there and just allowing people to really interact more as we get started. So we're just getting started over there, and thank you for your patience this month, guys. And I send you all so much love, so much divine guidance, peace, harmony, joy, and absolute abundance. And I'll see you so soon. Take great care.